So the other day I did a video on assembling the hose and a hose exchanger. So I'm going to show you that, and then also my switch setup and whatnot. So right here I've got the three for waste vegetable oil, the purge, and diesel. And all that I have actually just wired in down here to this one. In the back it's actually really easy. When you have this face off, there's just two screws right here, and then this whole thing, it'll lean forward and pull out. But right here you can see, turning on right there, you have the green light. So all it is just a simple switch setup. It's actually a 6-prong because the ones at the part stores, they're real kind of flimsy. This one I got off the shelf, and you can kind of see it's just, as opposed to this one, you can kind of hear it, it's real solid. So they're about $10 a piece for them, but I haven't got the purge light wired in yet. Still got to do the timer on it. But then down here, I actually made this out of just 2-inch PVC. I still got to finish it as far as smoothing it out and whatnot, but I just wanted to get a rough idea what it's going to look like. But this is for your tank, your veggie oil tank, just a fuel level. And this is your temperature right here. I have mine plugged in right before the lift pump, so that's all that is. It's actually pretty easy. It's just where the cigarette lighter goes. You can see the wires are just kind of in there, and they run out to the back, but that's all that is right there. And the reason I left that like that is if I ever have to do wire maintenance or anything, it's right there. I can pull the whole thing out and unplug them from the back of the gauges. So that's that. And now I'm going to show you the hose and a hose, how I have it set up actually on my truck. Alright, so back here, this is just underneath my flatbed. Get a better look, kind of see where it's at. Just right there, there's the, that's going to be the heated tank right there. But if you come down here, you can see all I did was, this is the aluminum tubing. I actually have it bent, so that way it'll be a lot easier to connect it right there. But it just comes back, and then see how it just screws right in there, and then you basically just hook up your heater lines. I got mine ran kind of all the way down. It's not the prettiest right now, but I will clean it up a little bit. But you can see mine just kind of bends around, comes up, goes onto the other side of the bed, and then from there you can see comes down. This is on the driver's side now. It just comes down and basically just follows the frame all the way down, and then up to the lift pump. And then you can see I just basically plugged in on one of the lines for the from the block to the heater core. It's real easy. I don't know if you can see or not right there. And basically just ran one side down. Let me see if I can get down in here to where you guys can see. But then there's the other side right there, and this one you can see the aluminum tubing just comes up and gets ready. I don't have it plugged in yet. I wanted to plumb in the heat exchanger and the hose and the hose, just to see if I had any leaks. And I did have just one leak. Like I was saying, I had one leak. The only leak I had actually was right here where that compression fitting is. And what you guys might be wondering is what all the red is. And the red is actually a high temp RTV. I've actually had better luck doing that than the plumber's tape. So that's why I did that. I went ahead and tried this here to see if it was gonna leak or whatnot. And surprisingly, the only place it did leak was here. And all I did was I just pulled the B nut, or compression nut, back off. I put some high temp RTV back in here, and then put it back down, ran it down tight, and hasn't leaked since. And I mean, you can feel the hose, and almost instantly they start to warm up. So tomorrow I'm actually going to hook up the lines, the fuel lines, and see what kind of temperatures I do get from that. Try to get you guys a little bit better view. Let's see, back in here, it goes down, and you can see it's kind of hard to see, But yeah, it just plugs right into the heater core. The only thing I recommend is instead of a 14-foot line, if you guys can find a 10 or a 9, that'd work a little bit better, because where I had to bend it and whatnot, it was just kind of a pain with the hose and hose, because as you can see, you got to kind of pre-bend everything and then feed it through this line, and it can be a nightmare. I actually had my son help me with it because I couldn't do it by myself, but you can see right there. So yeah, I do recommend if you guys can do just one line, basically straight back, and then come up to underneath your bed here somewhere, that's going to be ideal. If you have any questions, just drop them in the comments and I'll try to respond.